Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers are going to find. We'll start with the door panel right here, and you can see that you have the shade. Nothing unusual or new, but there's that manual shade that can be put in place. We're going to have the nice large armrests right here. Plenty of room where that's concerned. A little bit of padding built in. And then we're going to have our bottle holder or door bin down there to help out with concealing or storing whatever it is you need as far as bottles or whatever items will fit. Now, we're going to have our rear seat pockets right here. We're going to also have on the side of the seat a button that you can push, and that's going to allow moving the seat up and out of the way. Before I do that, I want to show you one more important thing here. You can move the seats back and forth. Again, nothing new, but just showing you what's here. But we're going to push that button and get that up and out of the way so that I can climb into the back seat. Let's see how things go. We'll move this one up and out of the way too, just so that it's out of the way like that. Don't mean to hit the camera. Now, you'll notice I'm sitting at kind of an awkward angle right here, but these seats recline. You can see this one's reclined back. The seat backs actually do recline, so if I wanted to deal with that, I could. You got all your belt buckles down here. By the way, in these Tellurides, you can have seating for up to 8 people. That's a nice thing to know about. We're gonna have our lighting here, and then one of my favorite things to see, unlike the Honda Pilot, this is one of my knocks on the Honda Pilot, you do not have the roof-mounted air conditioning vents. They're actually located down in this area on the Pilot. So I always like to have those roof-mounted air conditioning vents. We're gonna have a couple of cup holders right here and also a USB port. Now overall, with where the seats are set, not only these middle row seats, but the seat back itself, I don't have a lot of leg space, but as you know, you can move these seats back and forth. You can also recline these seats and greatly increase leg space. Not too bad. Adults can sit back here, but I think if I was going to ride and not be the driver, I would likely, if I'm not shotgun, going to sit in the middle row seat. Let's see what you find in these middle seats. This is much better. A lot of space here. And as you can see, if I did need to move the seat up just a little bit, I still have plenty of room to give whoever's behind me a little more space. We're going to go ahead and move that back. Now, once again, the roof-mounted air conditioning vents are going to be here, and your control panel is right here in the roof area as well. You can see that you have temperature. You can set it to auto if you want to. You can determine where the air is flowing from, turn it off, fan speed, all of that is right there. As we work our way down to the center console, we're going to have our cup holders right here. There's going to be a little bit of storage space down here underneath, actually a decent amount. Now you might notice we don't have any USB ports down there. They're here in a not so unfamiliar place. They're still located here in the seat backs on the front seats, one on each side. The base price on the 27 Telluride is actually $39,190 before you start adding options and going up in trim level. On this particular model, the price is $50,205. Let's see what else you get for that price. We're going to start right up here with our upper console. We're going to find that we have a sunglass holder right here, and I haven't talked about it yet, but you do have a sunroof. In this particular case, it's going to be a conventional size sunroof. It will tilt and slide open. That's done via the button right here. And you can see the other options you have as far as your controls go right there for lighting and different things along those lines. We'll work our way down here to the glove box. Not much to talk about there. It's just a glove box, but it doesn't have any gloves in it. But we'll go to the passenger side door panel over there. There's a lot of space with the armrest and the door bin, but the one thing I really want to focus in on is that door handle right there. It's a little different. Not what you might be used to. It's not something you pull on in the more traditional sense. You still pull back on it to open it, but it's very different, very unique, but not in a bad way. I think it still works quite well. Now, let's come over here to the driver's side. I'm going to show you what's going on as far as our controls here go. Here's where everything is for your heated seats and ventilated seats. Also have the heated steering wheel, 2 stages of the heated steering wheel. And here's that button I was telling you about right here in the center. That button is what I can push to fold in these power folding side view mirrors. They're also heated, by the way. You can lock and unlock everything here. You can control the positioning of your side view mirrors and adjust all of that. And you have your power windows here. which, by the way, one touch down, one touch up at all four corners. Then you can see your safety features and different things you can turn on and off here. You can open and close your power tailgate. The auto stop start is there if you want to turn that off. Traction control. And right over here, while it's manual, you can still adjust your steering wheel, drop that lever. It's adjusting tilt and telescopically. We'll also find our different features here as far as our cruise control and everything goes with our steering wheel. You can see what all is going to be here as far as that goes. And how about our controls right here? This is going to be for your front and rear window wipers, but this is actually a combination of things. This is the button you use to start and stop the engine. It's not up here on the dash area like we're used to in so many vehicles. And this is ultimately your shifter right here. So when you're ready to go into reverse, we're going to hit or pull back on it like that, rotate it backwards. We rotate it forward to go into drive, and then we also go into park by pushing right there. A very comfortable steering wheel, nice. Not completely round, but you know what? It does the job. You've got a few different things here. Your drive mode selector is going to be right here, depending on what you want to do. Let's go through those drive modes real quick. So we'll see we have Eco, Normal, Sport, and then My Drive is there. So depending on what you want to do, you can go in and make those adjustments. You also have Terrain mode right here if you need to deal with that as far as taking full advantage of that all-wheel drive. And your shifter paddles will be here too on the back of the steering wheel for gearing up and gearing down. Now let's go over here to the center screen and we'll talk about what we have here. I'm going to hit home right there. That's going to take us to this screen. You've got your built-in navigation, as you can see. Work our way over here and see. Now I can't show you anything here because you have to have an account to do it with YouTube, but that's there. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone. You've got all that other information right here. If you want to see your icons, we're going to come to this area right here. We're going to select that, and there are your different icons for different things to do with the vehicle. Depending on what you want to know about, it's going to be here. Navigation, sound, vehicle is right here. We have quite a few different things going on where that is concerned. You can come here into your lights, and depending on what you need to do, you can come right down here and make different changes. You can turn things on and off. It just depends on what you want to do and how you want to set it up. Now, you can see that you also have several options right here on the left-hand side of the screen. So quite a few different places where you can come and go back and forth depending on what you need to do. And as you can see right there, everything right there for vehicle. And then we come back out to this screen. It's really a nice setup, not difficult to learn. And when I go into reverse, we're going to have our camera. And that's going to, right here, you can see that green highlight. That is for your parking sensors that we're going to have on the vehicle in several different areas. Then we have our different views here. Now keep in mind, depending on trim level will determine what camera views you have. We can also come in here and make changes to the display depending on what we need to do. And you can see some of your one touch down here as far as this goes. You can see you can go home, you can go to map right there if you want to. And what we're going to do is just select right there, hit right there, and there's your maps that come up. We can go to search if we need to do that. And you can type in whatever you need to. Obviously, media will be right here, so we can deal with that. You can see what all's here. It's not hard to figure out, but I do like to just show you some of the things that are here. Now, your radio control is right here. So you can push in on that and rotate the wheel back and forth and determine the volume, all that good stuff. Down here is going to be everything for your temperature controls. We have dual zone climate control. We can increase and decrease our temperature there. Fan speed right here. There is the control for your hazard lights. And then you can go into the screen and actually make a lot more changes than what you have here, but I do like having those physical controls. We have our USB options right here, and I'm going to pull my phone out. We have dual wireless charging pads. Yay for that. Kia did a good job as far as I'm concerned with that. Now you'll notice that this doesn't stay in place very well, but the good news is notice this light lets you know that the phone is charging. I can move it either place, move it side to side like this, and it's going to continue to charge. So that's a good thing. I like that. In my opinion, that's a win. Depends on how big your phone is, but I know in my case, that's how my phone fits right there. And let's talk about the controls behind the wireless charging pads. You're going to have auto hold. That means when you come to a complete stop, the brakes do not disengage until you touch the gas pedal again. And downhill brake control is right here. You can turn that on and off if you want to, as opposed to hill descent control, basically similar to that. This button will turn on the camera that I showed you earlier. Here's your park assist button, and then we're going to have our space right here, a little bit of storage space depending on what you need, and our cup holders. And right here, the buttons for the Bombay doors, or as I say button, it's just one, but the Bombay doors open up, revealing the space within the center console. Now this is a removable tray. We can take that out, which I'm going to do, and you can see there is a reasonable amount of space down there. We also have a 12-volt power outlet. You can see the light shining against my hand right there, so that will help you out after dark.